Hello, I'm Jonasz Lewiński and you're watching Break the Fake. They make them, we break them, and tell you everything you need to know. Russia has a very peculiar approach to dealing with grief. And believe me, with its economy groaning under pressure and refineries on fire, there is a lot of grief to be had. So, whenever there is news of Ukraine possibly getting new weapons, Moscow goes through its own version of anger, denial, acceptance. Anger, self-explanatory. Denial, these weapons won't make a difference anyway. And acceptance, well, there goes another oil refining facility. It was good while it lasted. So, when the news of possible deliveries of Tomahawk missiles first broke, Russia jumped straight into the anger phase.
Я думаю, что это результат прежде всего давления Европы на Вашингтон. И Вашингтон хочет показать, что он учитывает мнение своих союзников. Я не думаю, что мы уже имеем дело с принятым решением. Томагавки американцы далеко не всем поставляют. Из европейцев, если я не ошибаюсь, в Испанию и в Нидерланды. Остальным как-то остерегаются. И если они считают, что Украина – это ответственная держава, которая будет ими ответственно пользоваться, то это будет для меня удивительно.
You know, he's right on only one count. The decision has not been made yet. There are contradictory reports whether Tomahawks might actually be delivered to Ukraine. Still, it's a possibility. Now, Lavrov also warns that giving Kiev Tomahawk cruise missiles would be irresponsible. Let's fact-check that, shall we? For 2 years, Ukraine has received advanced Western weapons. The HIMARS, Patriot missiles, Storm Shadows, and the ATACMS. All of them came with strict restrictions and monitoring, and Ukraine has used them exactly as intended, defending itself against a foreign invasion. Meanwhile, Russia has used banned cluster munitions, to give an example, bombed civilians in Kharkiv, Odessa, Dnipro, and also flattened the city of Mariupol. So, who is really being irresponsible here? Now, this claim fits into a broader Kremlin narrative. Ukraine is untrustworthy and dangerous, where Russia is supposedly reasonable with its nuclear arsenal. It is, however, gaslighting on a global scale. Moscow wants Western audiences to think, oh, if I give Ukraine stronger weapons, they will surely misuse them. Meanwhile, the only misuse of weapons we've seen comes from Russia itself. Not to mention, Moscow keeps talking dirty about its nukes like every single time something goes wrong for the Kremlin. Ever seen the US, the UK, or France casually mentioning mushroom clouds over other countries? Thought not. And yet, Russia is supposed to be the responsible superpower, where in fact, it's anything but. If you ever wondered what happens when you run out of people left to flatter you, just flatter yourself. Ramzan Kadyrov has just awarded himself the title of Hero of the Chechen Republic. Again. The announcement came from Kadyrov's loyal ally and Speaker of the Chechen Parliament, who praised him as a wise and decisive leader, guiding the republic from difficult trials to peace and prosperity. Now, for all of us, that means, boss, I hope this gets me another promotion. Kadyrov first gave himself this honor back in 2023, so this is technically a sequel. And like most sequels, it's unnecessary, predictable, and made mostly for the sake of ego.
Выдающиеся заслуги перед государством, беззаветное служение народу, личное мужество, многолетнюю самоотверженную государственную и общественную деятельность, направленную на процветание и повышение социально-экономического потенциала Чеченской Республики, присваивается высшее звание Героя Чеченской Республики с вручением медали «Золотая звезда» Кадырову Рамзану Ахматовичу, главе Чеченской Республики.
Kadyrov's obsession with medals is a form of political theater, a way to keep himself visible as Moscow's most loyal warlord while reinforcing his cult of personality back home. Every award ceremony, every public prayer is designed to remind people that he's not just a governor, he's a messiah kind of figure. His social media is full of staged devotion, children in schools chanting his name, soldiers saluting his portraits, and local TV anchors reading poetry in his honor. That's why he constantly reminds everyone, including Vladimir Putin, of his heroic status. It is insurance. So, congratulations, Ramzan, on another award from your biggest fan, yourself. At this rate, by next year, he might declare himself hero of the solar system, for all we know, because when it comes to self-praise, Kadyrov's only real rival is the mirror. Here we go again. Russia's war in Ukraine has apparently turned into a cosmic battle between angels and demons. According to one of Putin's favorite generals, the Satanic West is the real enemy, not Ukraine. This isn't just a random rant from a soldier. Alaudinov is a major general and commander of the Akhmat Special Forces, the Chechen unit fighting for Moscow. And this whole Satanic West narrative? Well, it's part of a broader Kremlin strategy again. When the war gets too tough, make it a holy war.
Вопрос номер один – это то, что для сатанистского Запада не существует уже никаких норм, которые ранее считались общепринятыми для всех государств. В данном случае это вот еще раз доказывает, что война у нас идет не с Украиной, а реально с сатанинским Западом. Это очень важно, потому что сегодня окончательно снята последняя маска, как говорится, с лица вот этого сатанинского Запада.
So I guess all of those thermobaric munitions are outdated now. You should replace them with warheads packed with holy water. If Russia is losing on the battlefield, they reframe it as a spiritual crusade against the godless. It's the same playbook used by the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Moscow now replaces the word imperialist, however, with satanic to make it sound righteous. The goal is to make people believe Russia isn't the aggressor, but the defender of traditional values, which are once again under attack. This language works for one audience in particular, conservative Muslims and Orthodox believers across Russia and abroad. It gives the invasion a sort of moral cover, because if your enemy is Satan himself, you can justify anything, even massacres. And if you need an exorcism instead of evidence, maybe your war story isn't really holding up. But that's not the end of the rant. Alaudinov also claimed that nearly 2 billion Ukrainians have died in the war. And no, this was not a lost in translation type of situation either.
Если они про них заговорили, верьте, они их 100% им дадут. Теперь вопрос, что они поменяют. Вот дали им томагавки, дали они им эти 140 миллиардов евро. Вопрос, они могут оживить уже приближающиеся к 2-миллиардной цифре украинцев, которые уже погибли? Нет. Они могут настругать новых их? Нет. Ну, вот и встает вопрос.
2 billion Ukrainians. At this point, we're not even talking about fake news. This is fake arithmetic. Before Russia invaded, Ukraine's population was around 41 million. Tens of thousands confirmed civilian deaths are horrific, yes, but nowhere near the 2 billion fantasy, unless, they really have those mythical biolabs, and begun the clone war has. In a galaxy far, far away, Russia has once again used the farce. Now, you could approach it from a serious angle. If you inflate Ukrainian deaths into such a cosmic tragedy, you turn the victims into statistics so enormous they lose all meaning. And once the suffering is abstract, it's easier to deny your own role in causing it. And with this, we conclude this edition of Break the Fake. Please stay with us here on TVP World for more latest news and updates.